What up? What up? What up, Fin fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning to you all. Happy Saturday. I thought I'd make a little impromptu video today. Yesterday, obviously, we made some roster moves to try to get up under the salary cap. We had a long way to go. We were 15 million over, something like that. We made 3 roster moves yesterday. Durham Smythe was released. Raheem Mostert was released, and Kendall Fuller was released. Raheem Mostert, I seen it coming. Still kind of sad about it. He had a great year for the Dolphins, not last year, but the year before that, over 20 rushing touchdowns. I really liked Raheem. I thought he was a great player for us. I still feel like he has something to offer, but the writing was on the wall. Devon Achane is clear-cut number one back. We drafted Jalen Wright pretty high. He's got a ton of potential, so the writing was on the wall that Mostert had fallen out of favor with Mike McDaniel. Mostert didn't play good last year and dealt with a bunch of injuries. He had a couple key fumbles that, let's be real, folks, he cost us some games. It's still, I'm sad to see him go. Durham Smythe, he was tied for longest tenure Dolphin with Jason Sanders. Someone that we had drafted, someone that had been a solid player for us, not a superstar by any means, but a solid player, someone you could count on. He's a good blocker, good hands, reliable. But last year he kind of fell off. Last year it seemed like every time that we went to him, he was dropping the ball. So again, I could see it coming. And then you got Kendall Fuller. Fuller is a little bit of a head scratcher to me. Fuller played pretty well last year. Fuller played pretty well for us last year. He was pretty good in coverage. He dealt with concussion issues last year, but he was a pretty good player. I'm surprised that we let Fuller go. I feel like it just created another opening on this football team. But hey, who knows what Chris Greer's up to? You feel like we don't have a lot of cap space, and it created another hole. So that's when I started digging around the salary cap last night, and I was messing with a few things, and I seen that. Listen, there's a path for us to open up a ton of cap space, a ton. Now again, I've been pounding the table saying how Chris Grier does not care about the future of this football team. Chris Grier cares about the here and now. Chris Grier cares about putting a winning project on the field this year so he can keep his job. So Chris Grier is willing to mortgage the future of this team. He's willing to mortgage the future of this team. And since he's willing to do that, there's a lot of things you can do with the salary cap, folks. There's a lot of things you can do. Will it cause problems for us in the future? Yeah, it's gonna cause us money problems in the future. But for this year, Chris Grier can go out and get whatever he wants. Chris Grier can stack this team up. Chris Grier can put a phenomenal team on the field this year. Now, do you trust Chris Grier to make the right choices, even if he has a ton of cap space? That's a different story. But there's a ton of things that Chris Grier can do. I want to take a look at some of those things. Let's see if I can't share the screen and show you a few things. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so right now we're sitting 5.5 million over the cap space, over the salary cap. We're sitting about 5 million over the salary cap. Now, folks, one thing you got to remember is that the salary cap's going to go up. The salary cap's going to go up. They got the fancy TV deals with, Netflix and this and that. The salary cap's going to go up. Now, I project it to go up. I mean, it's hard to put a number on it, an exact number, but it can go anywhere from 15 to maybe 35 million. It can increase 15 to 35 million, in my opinion. Right there, if let's say it goes up 15, right there, that takes care of what we're behind, and we'd have 10 in space. So where's my pen? Let me write this down. So right there, that gives us 10 in space right there. Let's say it goes up 35, which, I mean, 35 is kind of high, but let's, for shits and giggles, let's say it goes up 35. That would leave us with 30 million in cap space right now. 30 million in space right now. Now, this is cap space that every team would get added onto theirs. So, I mean, it doesn't help us when competing for other free agents. But listen, it's all about what we have. Miami is a destination people want to go. People want to live in Miami. It's beautiful weather. There's no state income tax. As far as them wanting to play for the Dolphins, I don't know about that, but people want to be in Miami. It's a destination people want to go. So Miami has the heads up in that. Miami has the advantage over a lot of teams in that. But let's take a look at some of these moves we can make. So right now, let's forget about what the salary cap's going to go up for a second. So right now, we're 5.5 million over. Let's take a look at some of these moves we can make. First and foremost, let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Channing Tindall. I'm cutting him. Let's cut Channing Tindall. Channing Tindall has showed us absolutely nothing. Now, is this going to save us a bunch of cap space? No. It's just get rid of this guy. Get rid of Channing Tindall. Right there, it takes us down the 4. Takes us down the 4. So we get some relief. Releasing a guy that has done nothing for us. Let's keep going. Blake Ferguson. Blake Ferguson was an RA long snapper for us, a drafted kid, good player. But Blake Ferguson, he didn't play at all last year. He dealing with some weird family stuff, or I don't know what's going on with him. But the fact of the matter is, we can't pay people that didn't play for us. Blake Ferguson, you got to take a walk. Let's continue the move down the list. Boom, 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 boom. Easy E. Goodbye. Nothing. Next person. Julian Hill. Too many mistakes. Too many penalties. You're out of here. Goodbye, Julian Hill. And then let's see. Who else do I want to get rid of? Who else? Jake Bailey sitting here at 2.5 million. I haven't been a big fan of Jake Bailey. His first year here, he was absolutely terrible. Last year was better, but we can get someone cheaper. Goodbye. So what's that? Channing Tindall, Blake Ferguson, Easy E, Julian Hill, and Jake Bailey. We're just a little over $1 million over the salary cap. A little over $1 million over the salary cap. Now, the real big question marks on this team. Is Teron Armstead coming back? Well, it sounds like he wants to. It sounds like Teron Armstead wants to come back. Now, I've heard that we could release him, try to that creates another hole on this team. Teron Armstead played really good last year. Had his best year with the Dolphins last year. Played the most games I think he had last year. The most games he's played with the Dolphins. Did he deal with injuries last year still? Yep, absolutely. But he was the healthiest and played the best that he's played since being in Miami. Why create another hole? Well, because you don't want to create cap problems down the road. If we restructure him, it creates problems down the road for this Miami Dolphins team. Because it adds money on for when Teron Armstead's not here no more. Because even if Teron comes back this year, there's a good chance that this will be his last year. Well, if we restructure Teron, we're going to have to keep paying him. But Chris Greer's not concerned with that. So we're going to restructure Teron Armstead. Submit. Takes the base salary down to $12 million from 22. Restructure. That one moves gets us. Now we have 10 million in space right there. Just from that one move. Just from that one move. Let's see. The other big name, Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb. $28 million. Look at this. $28 million cap number this year. Now, if we cut him, let's see. Look at that. Look at that cap hit. We only save $1 million. Only save $1 million. We eat 27 of that. 27 million of his contract. Can't do that. Let's say we try to release him post June 1st. Look at that. We save all that money. But that's June 1st. That's June 1st. That doesn't help us. That doesn't help us during free agency. Guess what? Bradley Chubb, that's another key pass rusher that we can still use. Guess what? Restructure. Submit. Takes his base salary down to 18. Boom. Worry about the future when it's the future. That gets us to 23 million in cap space. 23 million. Now remember that 15, 20, 25, 30 million, 35 million that the salary cap is projected to go up. Add that on. You add 15 onto that. That takes you to 38 right there. That's 38 in cap space right there. But we're not done. Austin Jackson. Let's see. Let's restructure Jackson and let's restructure Zach Sealer. And they'll probably end up both getting new deals. Let's see what that does for us. Boom, 36 million. That's 36 million. Now add on your 15. Now add on your 15. And that's lowballing it, folks. Lowballing it. The salary cap's going to go up over 15. If you add on the 15, that takes you to what? 51 million. You add on 25, that takes you the 61 million. That takes you the 61 million right there. Now here comes the dangerous stuff. Now's the stuff that's really going to hurt us if Chris Greer starts messing with it. Is you come over and you start messing with Tua Tagovailoa. As of right now, next year, we can get out from his contract. If Chris Greer starts tinkering with Tua's contract, it's going to be really hard for us to get rid of him in the next 2 years. But again, Chris Greer's not concerned with that. This isn't what's smart and what's best for the Miami Dolphins. This isn't what this video is. This video is strictly what Chris Greer can do to create cap space. And Chris Greer is liable to do anything and everything to keep his job. This is not what the Miami Dolphins should do. Again, I repeat, this is not what I think the Miami Dolphins should do. I don't think any of these moves are necessarily smart. I'm just telling you what Chris Greer could do to create cap space to try to save his job. Come over here, restructure, submit, restructure. Oh, Tyreek Hill, restructure, submit, boom. Let's take a look at this number. Folks, that's $70 million. That's $70 million you just freed up this year. $70 million. And that's without the salary cap going up from 15 to 30, $35 million. You add on that takes you to 85 to anywhere to $105 million of cap space. That's plenty of room to fill every void on this team. We don't lose Bradley Chubb. We don't lose Teron Armstead. All we lose is Julian Hills and a punter and Kendall Fuller and Moser. $105 million at the max. 85. Now, will he do all those moves? Hopefully not. Hopefully he doesn't touch Tua's contract. Hopefully he doesn't touch Tyreek's contract. Hopefully he does not touch those contracts, because I feel like with the $40-50 million in cap space, that's enough to handle the holes on this team. 40 to 50 plus the draft, that's plenty to fill the holes on this team. So hopefully he doesn't go and shoot us in the foot more than what he has already by giving Tua the contract's extension early. We shall see, though. Like I said, Chris Greer is liable to do anything. Chris Greer is liable to do anything. Again, I repeat, this is not moves I think we should make. This is just strictly what Chris Greer has in his arsenal to make moves. Good morning, Timothy. Good morning. How are you, brother? How are you? I would keep Chubbs and probably add his cousin Nick Chubbs. Yeah, I mean, Nick Chubbs would be a great short yardage back for us. I'd be for it. Again, folks, this is not the moves I think we should make by any means. Please don't say, "Oh, Big C, you're a freaking idiot." You're a clown. Again, this is not what I think we should do. This is not what I think we should do. I'm just stating what Chris Greer is capable of doing. And when a dog's cornered, he's liable to bite. He's liable to attack. He's liable to do anything. So everybody worried about how much cap space we got. Don't worry about it because again, this salary cap thing in the NFL, listen, they can do a whole bunch of different things, and it's just weird how it works. It's just weird how it works. How's it going, Costa Nostra? Good morning to your brother. But yeah, again, this is not moves I think we should make. It's not moves I think we should make. Some of them I'm cool with. You know, you definitely get rid of Julian Hill. You definitely get rid of Blake Ferguson. You definitely get rid of Jake Bailey. I think you should extend Zach Sealer. Maybe do a restructure a Jackson's contract. I'm cool with those moves. I'm cool trying to rework Bradley Chubb's contract and get him in here on a lower number. I'm cool with trying to get Armstead at a lower number. But I do not want to touch Tua's contract, and I do not want to touch Tyreek's contract. It's just, it leads to problems. It leads to problems. I don't want to have to keep dealing with, I don't want to have to pay people in the future that are no longer a part of this team. I don't want to have to pay people in the future way more than what they're worth, and we can't move on from them because it won't financially make sense. I don't want to have to pay Tua Tagovailoa $70 million in any season. It's not good business. It's not good business. Tua is not a $70 million quarterback. I don't know if there's anybody in this league that's a $70 million quarterback. Geez, that's a crazy dollar amount. That's a crazy dollar amount. But folks, this is going to be a short one. You know, I do the videos Monday through Friday. I just wanted to get on here because I was messing around with it a little bit yesterday, and I wanted to get it to you as fast as possible. But that's what it is. We have cap space. We can make it happen. We can make it happen, Captain. We can go get anybody we want to get. It's just about what's smart to do and what Chris Greer is liable to do. And we've all know at this point, Chris Greer is liable to do anything. So buckle up. Buckle up. Chris Greer is about to take us on a ride. Who knows what he does? Hopefully he doesn't damage this team too much. And hopefully we can put a winning product on the field this year without sacrificing our future. I'll see y'all on Monday unless more news breaks. I love y'all. Thank you for the support. Again, I appreciate every single one of you. Y'all are the best. For real. Love you. Much love. I'll see you Monday, 10 a.m. Peace.